Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're embarking on a truly remarkable journey through time, exploring the fascinating and complex history of how the British first reached Australia and began to establish a new life there. It's a story filled with exploration, ambition, hardship, and profound change, shaping the continent we know today. For centuries, the vast southern land remained largely unknown to Europeans. Though Dutch navigators had certainly charted parts of its western coast in the 17th century, but it was in 1770 that Captain James Cook, aboard the HMS Endeavour, sailed along Australia's eastern coastline. He meticulously mapped the area, eventually landing at a place he named Botany Bay due to its incredible array of plant life. Cook then continued north, claiming the entire eastern coast for Great Britain, naming it New South Wales. This act, of course, occurred without the consent or even knowledge of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who had lived on and cared for this land for tens of thousands of years. Fast forward a few years, and Britain found itself facing a significant problem: overcrowded prisons. With the loss of its American colonies after the Revolutionary War, the traditional destination for transporting convicts was no longer available. Australia, with its vast, seemingly empty lands and strategic location, presented a new solution. The idea was to establish a penal colony, a place to send convicts and, in doing so, secure a new outpost for the British Empire. And so, the First Fleet was assembled. Under the command of Captain Arthur Phillip, 11 ships carrying over 400 people, including around 780 convicts, Marines, and their families, set sail from Portsmouth, England, in May 1787. Imagine the courage and trepidation of those on board, embarking on a journey into the unknown that would last over 8 months, covering thousands of miles across treacherous seas. After an arduous voyage, the First Fleet arrived at Botany Bay in January 1788. However, Philip quickly realized that the bay was unsuitable for a permanent settlement due to its shallow waters and poor soil. He explored further north and discovered a magnificent natural harbor, which he named Port Jackson. On January 26, 1788, the British flag was raised at Sydney Cove, marking the official establishment of the first European settlement in Australia. The early years were incredibly challenging. The settlers faced unfamiliar terrain, harsh climate, and a constant struggle for food and resources. They had to learn to adapt quickly, building shelters, cultivating crops, and establishing a new society from scratch. This period also marked the beginning of a complex and often tragic interaction with the Indigenous Australians, whose lives and lands were irrevocably altered by the arrival of the British. The dispossession of their ancestral lands and the devastating impact on their cultures and communities are a profound and somber part of this history. Over time, more fleets arrived, bringing additional convicts, free settlers, and supplies. The colony slowly began to grow, expanding beyond Sydney Cove. Farming became more established, new towns emerged, and the foundations of a new nation were laid. The discovery of gold in the mid-19th century would later spark a massive population boom, transforming the colonies even further. The story of the British arrival in Australia is a powerful testament to human resilience, ambition, and the profound consequences of exploration and colonization. It's a history that continues to shape Australia's identity, its diverse population, and its ongoing journey of reconciliation and understanding. Did you know that Australia is home to the oldest continuous living cultures on Earth? For over 65,000 years, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have thrived on this continent. That's a history so vast it predates many of the world's most ancient civilizations. At the core of many Indigenous belief systems is the dreaming or dreamtime, a complex concept that encompasses creation stories, ancestral beings, laws, and the very fabric of existence. It's not just a past event, but an ongoing reality. This rich knowledge has been passed down through countless generations via intricate oral traditions, including stories, songs, dances, and ceremonies. It's crucial to understand that Indigenous Australians isn't one monolithic group. Before European arrival, there were over 250 distinct language groups, each with unique customs, laws, and territories. The spiritual and cultural connection to country, the land, waters, and sky is absolutely fundamental. It's a relationship of deep respect, responsibility, and identity. Indigenous people see themselves as custodians, not owners, of the land, tasked with caring for it for future generations. This custodianship led to incredibly sophisticated and sustainable land management practices, like fire stick farming, which used controlled burns to promote new growth and manage ecosystems. Australia boasts some of the world's oldest and most extensive rock art, with sites like Ubier and Kikarda National Park showcasing thousands of years of artistic expression and storytelling. The iconic didgeridoo, a wind instrument, is unique to Aboriginal cultures of Northern Australia and is used in ceremonies and for storytelling. And of course, the boomerang isn't just a hunting tool, it's a testament to ingenious design and a symbol recognised globally. Indigenous knowledge of Bush Tucker native foods and medicines is immense, reflecting a deep understanding of the environment. Their complex kinship systems define social relationships, responsibilities, and marriage rules, ensuring social cohesion and order. Songlines or dreaming tracks are intricate navigational maps embedded in songs, stories, and dances, connecting sacred sites across vast distances. The arrival of Captain Cook in 1770 marked a dramatic turning point, initiating European colonization. The declaration of terra nullius, meaning land belonging to no one, falsely disregarded the presence and sovereignty of indigenous peoples. The subsequent colonization brought immense hardship, including disease, violence, displacement from traditional lands, and the destruction of cultural practices. One of the most painful chapters is the stolen generations, where Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children were forcibly removed from their families, causing intergenerational trauma. Despite these profound challenges, the resilience of Indigenous peoples is truly awe-inspiring. Their cultures have survived and continue to thrive. The fight for rights and recognition has been long and arduous, with powerful advocacy movements emerging throughout the 20th century. Landmark legal decisions, like the Mabo decision in 1992, overturned terra nullius and recognized native title, acknowledging Indigenous land rights. Today, the journey towards reconciliation, fostering respectful relationships between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians, is a vital national endeavour. A common practice now is the acknowledgement of country, a way for non-Indigenous people to show respect for the traditional custodians of the land on which they are meeting. There's a powerful movement of cultural revitalisation, with communities actively working to revive languages, traditional ceremonies, and artistic practices. Indigenous Australians continue to make extraordinary contributions across all fields: art, sport, science, politics, and literature, enriching the fabric of the nation. Learning about this history and culture is not just about understanding the past, it's about building a more informed and respectful future. It's about listening, learning, and respecting the wisdom and perspectives that have endured for millennia. By embracing this shared history, we can move forward together, celebrating the richness and diversity that Indigenous cultures bring to Australia and the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of discovery. I hope this glimpse into the incredible history and vibrant cultures of Indigenous Australia has inspired you to learn even more. There's so much wisdom and beauty to explore. If you found this video insightful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing for more content that celebrates our diverse world. Your support helps us share these important stories.